One, two, one, two, mic testing. One, two, one, two, mic testing. So kako na yako. One, two, mic testing. One, two, mic testing. Wi-Fi. Kuna ndio hiyo. Yeah. Wapi unaweza pale napigia hii. Nini? Audio inapigia hii. Inapigia pick inaiko na hii. Oh, inapigia hii. One, two, mic testing. One, two, mic testing. One, two, mic testing. One, two, one, two. One, two, mic testing.
Hebu close hii. Close kwa close ukibisha. Close kwa hii.
One two, 1 2 make.
Itabidi tu avoid hii. Mungu ndiye tukiasi.
One two mic testing. Hiyo kelele ifai kuwe. 1 2 mic testing. 1 2.
Unaona Jeff, na problem hii. Hii kebo inafaa ilete sauti. Na iniandikia. Mbona venye imeniandikia hapa Black Magic? Inafaa ilete tu audio ya Black Magic hii. Ifaa iende story mrefu na nilete audio input. Inafaa nikiweka hii Black Magic ina stick kwa Black Magic. Nikiweka hivyo. So nashangaa mbona inanipea tena audio. Lakini kuna shida mara hii ni mic sasa. Easy. Ndio mic. Mbona ni hivi?
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Hebu tusikilize hiyo. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mimi na load hivi. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2 mic check. 1 2 mic check.
I'm very sure kwa nitafute cable kama hii nini. Yes, wewe
acha tutumie tu ya kamera au ya kamera.
Acha nikupe nini? Kuna solution. Capture.
Kuna
capture.
Masai man, and I know he made a special request because he wants to come back, drive back. Yeah. Hello, hello. Can we settle down? Good afternoon. How have you guys been since the last time? I think we met in October, all of us at the same time, right? Yeah? I'm seeing a lot of new faces. And I want us to start by knowing each other, right? I know you all know me, but there are some that don't know others. So we're going to start the session. I know we are an hour behind, and I want to apologize. I've heard there are people that were here at 8, others at 10. But the reason we said be here at 10 to 11 is because I wanted to avoid the situation that we are in now, where you tell an African, come at 10 so that they are here by 1. Right? So it seems it's not working, so I have to figure out next time which tactics to use to make sure that people actually show up. Nevertheless, the fact that you're here means that you get to benefit more than the people that are not here. But I want to send my appreciation to each and every one of you for making the time to be here, especially the ones that were here from 10. My apologies, but karibuni sana. It's good to see all of you. So as I said, today is going to be a very, very easy day. We don't want to make it too heavy because I'm sure you've all seen the program and you're wondering, how are you going to sit through 12 speakers and 4 panelists? I'm going to talk to you about it and why we chose it to be like that. But before I do that, I want to start with the introductions because there are new faces in the room so that we get to know each other and then we can continue the program. That's good? Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Anne Karanja, investor Gilgil and Kagio. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Frida, investor Kasarani and Orai Tok Tok.
Good afternoon. I'm Priscilla, investor Kwale.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dennis Morara, OM Kwale.
Good afternoon, all. I'm Christina Pakoren, the investor for Webuye branch. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Anyango George, investor at Homa Bay.
Good afternoon. I'm Edwin Nganji from Usalama.
Good afternoon. Marvin Makao, Makindu.
Good afternoon. I'm Isaac Oske, investor Bungoma.
Good afternoon. My name is Lilian Madengi, representative of Ryan Relongo.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Peter Kiprotich, investor in Namaravin.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Toya Yabel, OM Likoni.
Good afternoon, all. I'm Matthew Toroitich, relationship officer, Bomet branch.
Hello, everyone. My name is Paul, investor Mwingi.
Good afternoon. Roslyn Gadirimo, relationship officer, CMS Mtwapa.
Good afternoon. My name is Edina Ulu, operations manager to Vito branch.
God is good. My name is Caroline Chelimo, operations manager, Kisawani branch, Mombasa. Thank you.
Hamjambo. Nadhani mnanijua nyote, sivyo? Wale ambao wananijua naomba tupungiane mkono hivi. Asante sana. Kwa majina naitwa Francis Chacha Mwita. Mimi ndo investor wa Rongo wa Ugunja. Asante sana.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mr. Zachary Mugala, an investor in Muro. Good afternoon. I'm Joseph Munene, Mwinyo, investor Runyenjes Nakuru, Karatina Nyeri.
Good afternoon. God is good. I'm Beatrice, investor Molo, engineer.
Habari zenu? Karibuni Naivasha. Lawrence Maina, karibuni nyumbani. Mjambo nyote. My name is Bemi Kanyonge, investor Nandi Hills.
Hello everyone. My name is Nick Munyam. Unlike all of you, I'm not an investor. I'm more of I'll be joining you soon. I'm from Uni Global Business Solutions, where we assist with company registrations and compliance. And I think we'll be talking more about that a bit later. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Nancy Kalaba, Mumias and Machakos.
Good afternoon. Kendi Jacqueline, Mumias and Machakos.
Good afternoon, Frida Moya.
Good afternoon. My name is Dennis Mwangi, internal audit, Microcap Holdings.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elias Rotich. I'm the regional manager, Central and Rift region.
Afternoon all. Ayaya Aura, head of operations CMS.
Habari zenu wote. Naitwa Lewis Bosire, nasimamia bima ama insurance.
Good afternoon. Griffin Ongeri, CMS Finance.
Jambo. Majina Duncan Gidige, Finance Microcap Holding. Karibuni.
Good afternoon. Kimnetich Koros, ICT Microcap.
afternoon. Good afternoon once again. Nicola Mwai, support customer service at SEMES.
All right. We have 2 new visitors. I like when you come in fashionably late, you get to have the audience all to yourself.
Good afternoon. My name is Makena from Idion Limited. Hi guys. My name is Nancy Mweni, Head of Collections at Idion Limited. If you're struggling with your arrears, you can see me.
Ameanza kuuza sera today, it's tomorrow, but good going there. So karibuni sana. My name is Nancy Kinyanjui and I take care of SEMES franchise and the franchisor. So karibuni sana. Before I introduce our speaker for the day, because as I mentioned, today is not for us, it's a you session. Again, appreciate that you've made time to be here. And I know you're wondering, this is usually a franchisee event. Why do we have RUs and WEMs in our group? So this year, we have decided to do things differently. So normally we used to do a biannual franchise convention where we bring you all to Nairobi and we get to talk about what the franchisor wants or expects from you and what the franchisee expects from the franchisor. And I think you've been recipients of different speakers that we brought in before. And we've been there during the day. We award the best branch, the best, and the franchisee takes the gift on behalf of the branch. So this time, in a bid to expand our financial literacy, not just to the franchisee, as well as we want to expand it to the MSMEs, SMEs, as well as professionals. We wanted to do one huge forum where we bring in now professionals within investment, and not just investing. We are talking about sustainable investments where you make an investment and it's not a pyramid scheme. You're going to reap from it 10, 5, 15, 20 years from now. But we also wanted to have a grand appreciation of the performance of our best employees, our best franchises, our best branches. And we said this time round, we want to recognize in person the teams that have done very, very well. And I know seated here, I don't know if there's an ARU or an OM from franchise, but I am aware that we are expecting them tomorrow. But that is the reason why we wanted them to come, because we want the staff, the people that drive productivity in your branches, to receive that personal recognition. So do not be afraid. So just welcome them. I know they are also trying to learn because we are very big on capacity building for them. So other than that, before I welcome our speaker for the day, I'll touch briefly on tomorrow. So tomorrow we expect the day to start very early. The reason you've been given this tag is because tomorrow now you don't get to queue to get to the auditorium. So as long as you have this tag, it has a barcode. So when you scan this barcode, you'll be able to get the program. You're going to get information about SEMES, about Medicare, everything. You're going to see information about our partners. And the reason why we don't have this, the theme for tomorrow is sustainability, isn't it? So one key characteristic or theme in sustainability is taking care of our environment. That's why we are going paperless. And we pride ourselves in being a very technologically driven organization. So once you get in tomorrow, just scan this, put in your registration document, because it's the same document that we use for gala dinner. So no one is going to ask you for your entrance fee to the gala, right? So you'll be able to get all information here. But I urge that tomorrow we start the day very early. We will be receiving some guests from the county. So I would want us to be there and also get to benefit from the panel, or rather the list of speakers that we have. We've been lucky to get a lot of very qualified people who are subject matter experts in what they speak about, in matters investing. So we are hoping that from that session you're going to learn, pick one or two things. If you don't want to invest in money markets, I hope you want to invest in crypto, because all the speakers are going to be speaking around all sort of investment vehicles. But today we want to have someone that speaks to you about the benefit of customer experience. I know Nicole was very shy to speak about what he does, but he and his team, and I know some of you have been recipients of calls from his team telling you, we received a complaint from a customer saying they were handled this or in that way, right? So we want you to hear from an external party the benefits of customer experience and the benefit of getting to treat your customers well, because your customers are your number one ambassador. They're the ones that is going to get the next customer for you through referrals. So today, an easy conversation. So Joe is going to take us through that. We are doing a lot of partnerships with them, and one of the things that we'll be speaking to, and I want to finish my story before I give him, because after him I just want us to have an easy Q&A just to talk about what you guys are experiencing and what we can do to support each other better. So one of the things that we are going to be doing and launching from the 1st of August is the SMA product. And I know I've gotten quite a number of calls from different franchisees saying, I now want to open up my branch to the SMA product. One of the learnings that we've gotten, because we've run it for the last 3-4 months, I believe, and one of the learnings that we have gotten from there is it really eats into your cash flow. You can imagine your normal revolving credit is 5,000 shillings, 5,000, 10,000 on average, isn't it? And one SME loan is around 100,000 shillings. So if you were to run the 200 loans that you do in a month for SME, it wipes out your cash flow, right? So we've been working with partners to ensure that we are able to, even if we tell you, fine, we are opening SME for you, we also be able to support you to be able to lend out. And one of the things that we're bringing back is we've talked to partners and they've been able to support us. So once we open it up, we'll also be introducing a cheaper loan specifically to be working capital for SME. Right? We're going to talk more about it tomorrow, but it's one of the things that you're going to be introducing. So I just meant to mention it because I've had 3-4 calls from different franchisees telling me, now I believe my market is ripe enough for the SME. And we also believe that it is, because if I speak to the performance of the SME currently, there is no month that the collection rate for that SME has gone below 97%. And the reason is this: if someone is willing to pledge their physical collateral and get a guarantor to pledge their collateral, it's very hard for them to default. And some of the ones that we've seen default, which is a very less than 3%, it's because it happened in May during the flooding, where we had one of our SME customers in Lodwar having his entire business wiped away. But we did not block him. What we did is restructured his loan. Okay, so the way we approach SME is going to be completely different from how we are doing the 5,000, 10,000 loans, but the rewards are mighty. So we're going to talk to you more about that, but today, as I said, it's not about SMS, it's about you and you learning about customer experience. So once Joe is done, we'll give you an opportunity to talk to him, ask him questions about the customer experience, but then after that, we will have a Q&A. Not very intense, I hope, where we can get to hear some of the burning issues that you've been experiencing, and this is the platform for you to bring it. Please, Kendi, don't ask a question. I can see the smile, to already see the wheels turning, but it's just a conversation we just get to understand, because you learn from getting feedback, isn't it? So it's good to get feedback from you and for you to get feedback from us. All right? So with that, allow me to introduce the chief guest of the day, Mr. Joe, yes. I want you to sell yourself so that they hear from you. They might think that I'm just embellishing you, but please.
You're being safe and wise. Good afternoon. I have an inbuilt microphone, but we use this because we are tech. How are you? Can you turn to your neighbor and ask them, how are you? And let them answer how they are. Fantastic. Let your neighbor answer. The next question I want to ask them, not a question, give them a statement. Look at them for a second and tell them something very, very nice about them. Just look at them and tell them something nice about them. Don't say, no. Business people never shy. Tell us something nice about her. Tell this one. I like your smile. Wow. Fantastic. Yes, a nice African chat. Silio. Very good, very good. My name is Joe Alando. For the guy from Migori, I don't know if he knows, Chacha, you know what Alando means? It means someone very brown, like me. And it's a privilege to connect with all of you. I'm a teacher, so I see my class. I can see one conversation there, I can see one conversation there with DG. So is that easy? So we'll post for them to feel maybe it's money matters. I work with a great organization called Optiven. Wangapi wanajua Optiven? Alright, thank you. Wangapi hawajui Optiven? Sasa wale mjana mkono hakuna ama ni mgoshai. Optiven is the leading real estate company in Kenya. We settle Kenyans on value-added properties. We have land across the country. Nimesikia watu wa Pwani, we are in Pwani. Nimesikia watu wa Rift Valley, watu wa Western, watu wa Kisumu, watu wa Nakuru County. I was in our project in Nakuru on Wednesday with my whole team. Name it, Nanyuki, Nyeri, Thika. We have a lot of properties, and my team will be here tomorrow. Please interact with them and get yourself something. It's good to have real investment. That's why it's called real estate. Of all the investments you hear today and tomorrow, there is only one called real estate. Are you together? So don't miss the real thing. I've worked in several organizations. I started my career with Safaricom. I worked in Safaricom for 13 years in customer care. That time we used to call it customer care. Customer care 100. We still call 100. Some people used to call us and say they've been calling for 2 weeks continuously. Today they have gone through, and we served them. And I've also worked with Equity Bank for a few years. I've worked with MultiChoice, the DSTV GoTV people for 4 years. I've worked with one that would relate closely to you, Trigger Foods, which is a startup with Peter Njonjo and team for 2 years, and now I'm with Optiven. But I have been part of Optiven from birth because it's a company I know, because I know the director, George Washuri. We were in campus together, but he was my senior. So I've grown with the company. I've been their customer for long, and now I'm working with them as a general manager. But today I want us to talk about customer experience, and since it's an afternoon, I want us to do a small exercise for 3 minutes. Open a new page because we want to do a small listening skill test. Small test for listening skill. So open a clean page. Open a clean page. Open a clean page. Open a clean page. Take your pen. And I am going to give you a listening skill, but also speed listening. So I am going to give us 6 questions. I will read them twice in this manner. I will read a question, just write the answer. I'll read the next question, just write the answer. When I'm done, I will be fair to read all the questions again. Then I will say like Madam Uchil used to say when I was in class 7, stop. And I'll say something else he used to say. I'll tell you at that point. So are we ready? So even to save time, just write number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So wait a second, kuandika tu answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This tells lakini kuna kitu unatakana utoe. Ukitoa hii itaandika. Yeah, there's a red thing on the nib of your pen. You need to remove it. It's for protection. Ladies wanajuanga, men we don't know. Can you imagine? Yeah. Okay, number 1. Listening and speed test. Ndio tukue pamoja, si ndio? Most of us here, we know the Bible, and we know all the stories in the Bible, but there's a famous story where there was a flood. You know the big flood in the Bible? Fantastic. In the story of the flood, how many animals of each kind did Moses put in the ark? No discussion. Just write your answer. 10, 12, 3, 2, 1, 5. How many animals of each kind did Moses put into the ark? Question number 2. You are a bus driver, and your bus operates from Nairobi to Nakuru. You leave Nairobi at 10 a.m. You leave Nairobi at 10 a.m. with 48 passengers. When you reach Limuru, 12 of them are light, 10 board. You drive to Naivasha, 10 new passengers board, but 8 are light. You arrive in Nakuru at 12 noon. Question: calculate the age of the driver. Question number 3. I will repeat again, don't worry. Question number 3. We are investors, so we know mathematics, eh? Question number 3, mathematics. What is 100 divided by half? What is 100 divided by half? Just write the answer. Do the calculation, write the answer. Question number 4. Now this one is very important for you to hear. It's a very critical question. A man and his son went for a road trip in their new Prado. Your fathers and their sons, eh? While they were out on the road trip, they got a bad accident. The man died on the spot. But the son survived with very bad injuries and was rushed to the hospital for treatment. He was, of course, rushed to the theater for surgery, isn't it? Now, question. On seeing the young man, the old surgeon said, "I am sorry, colleagues. I cannot operate on this patient. He is my son." Who is the old surgeon? Question number 5. Some English, because we speak English to our customers. What is the English word that becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? What is the English word? Actually, I can give you tips. A 5-letter English word that becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it. Question your mission so that I don't torture you for the afternoon. I can see your eyes are saying stop. Question number 6. Again, listen very carefully. This is a customer experience session. We must listen to our customers. Imagine you are in River Tana. What do you know about River Tana?
One of the rivers in Kenya.
Yeah, another thing you know about River Tana?
It's the largest river in Central. No.
Okay, it's largest. Anything you know about River Tana?
It's the widest.
Okay. Also, the one of the most important things is that it has crocodiles. Cindy, fantastic. Oh, I'm really torturing this guy. I'm moving a lot. Imagine you are in River Tana in a boat. Your boat has a mechanical problem. Some pieces of wood have fallen off, so water is gushing in, and crocodiles are baying for your life. In this very instance, what must you do to survive? What is the one thing you must do to survive? I'll repeat all the questions. Question 1. In the great flood in the Bible, how many animals of each kind did Moses put in the ark? Question 2. You are a bus driver. You drive from Nairobi to Nakuru. You leave Nairobi at 10 a.m. with 48 passengers. You reach Limuru, 12 of them are light and 10 of them board the bus. You reach Naivasha, 10 are light and 8 board. You arrive in Nakuru at 12 noon. Calculate the age of the driver. Question number 3. What is 100 divided by a half? Question number 4. A man and his son went for a road trip in their new Prado. Unfortunately, they got a bad accident. The man died on the spot. But the son survived with serious injuries. They rushed him to hospital for surgical treatment. When the patient arrives at the theater, the old surgeon says, sorry colleagues, I cannot operate on this patient. He is my son. Who is the old surgeon? And number 5, what is a 5-letter English word that becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? It becomes shorter. And question 6, imagine you are in River Tana, you on a boat. Your boat has broken down, water is gushing in, crocodiles are coming for you. In this situation, what is the one logical thing you must do to remain alive, to survive? Now, at that point, Mrs. Ocheng used to say, exchange your books. So exchange your books with your neighbor. We want to mark. We want to mark. We want to mark. We are already in customer experience. We want to mark. Exchange your book with your neighbor. Don't mark your own. That is corruption. Na unajua you can be greeted by Gen Z, eh? Sahi hakuna corruption. Unaweza kusalimiwa ama kutembelewa. Okay, question 1. How many animals of each kind? These are very simple Sunday school questions. How many animals of each kind did Moses put in the ark during the flood? Man is even ready with the answer. 2. I? 0. 2, 0. Another answer? There is another answer? None. 1. Let's hear from you.
2 kinds.
2 kinds. This is 2. Mr. Mathematics amesema ni mbili. 2 by 2. The correct answer is 0. The correct answer is 0 or none. Why? Because it is a listening test. The question was, how many animals of this kind did Moses put in the ark?
It was Noah.
Yeah. So mtu ameandika 0, ameandika none, weka tick mpaka mbinguni. Anyone writing anything to the contrary? 0, weka X. It was Noah. Mama's got it now. Second question. Calculate the age of the driver. Who got that maths? This guy got the maths. Who else got the maths? You got the maths? No, not a formula. Who else got the answer? You got the answer. So let's start from the back. What's the answer? So you write your age, or just say my age, or if you know your age and you've written it, you have written 22 and you're not 22, we will mark you wrong. The question was, you are the bus driver. Now, what is the importance of that question? When you are dealing with customers, I said you are the bus driver. When you are dealing with customers, sometimes you get so many things. They are saying so many things. You must get to know what is the real issue in the issue. The rest was noise. Nakuru, Limuru, Nakuru. The most important thing was, you are the bus driver. So say my age, or if you have written a number like 54, to our ID, Your neighbor to confirm, akweke tick. Where's your neighbor? You're exchanging with him. Have you exchanged with him? That's wrong. Question number 3. What is 100 divided by a half? I want to see the answer. What's 100 divided by a half?
200.
Are you sure? What have you written? What is in the math? Someone, what did they write? 50? Wewe umeandika gani? 200? Wewe? 200? 50? So we are in a class of investors who count money. Who give credit? 100 divided by a half, we have 2 answers. So which is the correct answer? 50, 50, 50. So we go in the majority. DG. It's 200. How? Yes, cross multiply. It is not 100 divided by 2. It is 100 divided by a half. 50 is 100 divided by 2. 200 is 100 divided by half. How many halves will you get out of 100? You get 200 halves. Aya, weka tick kama mtu ameweka 200, weka X kama ameweka 50. Question 4. Who is the old surgeon? The father died in the accident. Who is the old surgeon? Just say. There is no old surgeon. Who is the old surgeon? The father. But the father is dead. And that was a man. You? Yeah, so what is your answer? Father. What's your answer? Mother. What's your answer? It's a very simple question. It is the mother. The most logical thing is the mother. But do you know your problem? You don't think women can be surgeons. And you also don't think women can grow old. Women can be surgeons and they can be old surgeons. Yes, I just said, who is the old surgeon? Kwa hiyo story yote huko na mwanamke na huko na mwanamzee. Ni kweli, si ni kweli hapo tumekubaliana ni kweli. Asante sana. So we stop what we call prejudices. When the customer shakuja ushamjaa juu hawezi kulipa. Ukaona this one, you know, in my business of selling property, sometimes people come camouflaged. Wanakuja kukujaribu. Akona pesa lakini anataka kuona the process, si ndio? Then you say, huyu hata unampita tu, mimi sipitangi mtu anakuja kwa ofisi yetu. Why? Everyone is a possibility. Actually, sometimes those who look like it are not it. Question ya mwisho, then we reward the winners. Imagine you are in River Tana. This river has bad man-eating crocodiles, for real. Which one? Question 5. Oh, the English word. Word wa Kizungu. Oh, 5-letter word that when you add 2 letters to it, it becomes shorter. What's the word? You have no idea. Those are many words. Just give me one word. The word short. If you add ER, it becomes shorter. So mark for someone who wrote the word short. Listening skills. The word becomes shorter. Hey, mami. Weka tick. Ya mwisho. In this situation where you are in River Tana, honestly, it is not to have crocodiles. That's for a fact. And your boat is sinking. What is the first logical thing you must do to survive? You wake up. Wake up from imagination. So the answer is Simply stop that imagination. It is your imagination. What have your neighbor written? Swim. This neighbor wrote, jump. Cry. And pray. Okay, so now mark out of 6, mark out of 6, mark out of 6, mark out of 6. Give them 1 out of 6, 2 out of 6, 3 out of 6, 5 out of 6. Huh? Stop imagining. I told you, imagine. So just stop imagining. Hey. Aya, tumemark. Let's start from the top. This is what Mr. Sochie used to say. If you got 6 out of 6, you sat down. From there, for everyone you missed, you got a cane. Kiboko, tumesoma na shida. Watoto wetu saa hii siji. Nimetutengeneza. Anyway, so who got 6 out of 6? You have someone who got 6 out of 6? Tukubalia the person actually how many? That's an evil one. 50% sindio? Aya, so we go. 5 out of 6? Wow, 5 out of 6. Ni yako ama ni yake? Ni yako. Mwenye karatasi ya kuje. Kuja na karatasi yako IBC wakagoe. What I've done, oh good. 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6. Come with your teacher to confirm. 4 out of 6. Four out of 6. I can see 3. Stop lying. So which answer is it's told me we have 200. Hata hesabu ya 12 out of 6. Well done. Thank you. Tumpige makofi. 3 out of 6. Wale wamepata pass mark. 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6. Kujeni 3 out of 6. I hope niko na zawadi ya kutosha. Nani ana confirm? Take one. Take one. Take one. Take one. Take one. Wale watakosa nitawatafuta. Well done. Pass mark, tumepita pass mark. Best effort, wapatia makofi moja. Pa, ingine, pa, ya mwisho. Well done. Try again. Another day. Put for me the presentation, now we talk. I want to talk to us about the customer. Because when you've done everything you do as an investor and a business owner, nothing moves until you are able to sell your product or service. And for you to sell, you need a customer. And we are going to talk about the customers and customer experience. One of the quotes says, The way you treat people is the best business card you can print. Customers or external customers, the way you treat people is the best business card you can print. And I will be discussing some case studies as we go along. The second quote is this: people transact in trust, but they buy in cash. People transact in trust, but they buy in currency, in dollars, in shillings. Before they buy, they must trust you. I deal in a very there has been a lot of challenges, a lot of
driver, chauffeur. Our tea girls and cleaners are called environmental specialists. Our caretakers in our properties are called site managers. The gentleman who is an environmental specialist here did not tell me, oh, that's fine. Go left, turn right, turn right. That guy allowed me. He told me, come. Let's turn here. We turned with him. I said, this is ladies. Gentlemen, this is. Please use this one. Can we clap for him? Those are the things that matter. So when we go to places we go, men in this room, you know, you can shave your hair at 50 bob in this country, right? Unaweza kunyolewa na 50. Bongo. Unaweza kunyolewa na mwenye anaendaga 150. In this room, there is someone who also pays 5,000 to kunyolewa nywele. What makes the difference? Si nywele na kunyolewa. Mahali ulikuwa unanyolewa ya 50 kitambo, before you graduate to 150. Walikuwa wanakupaka ndimu. Na kunyolewa unasikia there is a reason that makes you go where you go and pay what you pay. And the person paying 5, remember I said, oh, what was more expensive thing? Do you know even you as you are seated, there is someone who believes your dress is very expensive, mama? Ukimwambia hiyo bei anaweza kusema hiyo si ni kukaa kuja kikomba. This is the truth. Before you throw a stone, are you clean? Ladies in the house, you know where you stay and where you go for your salon services. And how many salonists you pass on the way. I stay in Syokimau. My wife goes for her hairdo in Kenyatta Market. Syokimau to Kenyatta Market on fare is 200 minutes one way. Between Syokimau kuna saluni mingi, tupite hapo tuingie South Beach, South Sea, Nairobi West, mpaka Kenyatta. What makes you go that far you go for that hair? Something called customer experience. Utapita wengi mpaka ufike mahali unataka. I think what was the men why they go to the music they go to, because the story will not be very interesting. It's not a good story to tell here. Yeah? No, there are those that I don't go on Saturday before Sunday because I want to have the Holy Spirit in me. There are places if I go on Saturday, I will not have the Holy Spirit on Sunday. Based on how the customer experience will be. So these people we call our customers are human beings like us. And how we are treated forms the basis of how we should treat them, because you treat people how you like to be treated. So who is a customer? I'll give you the ultimate example. Any human being, say I was telling our CEO Nancy, tulikuwa pale na kusimu customers wengi. Nilikuwa naona wateja wengi sana. Whether they are already doing business with you, they are about to do business with you, and let me show you, they stopped doing business with you. They are still your most important customers. Because there's something called the journey of the customer. And at some point I'm going to talk about that. That customers come to us. It's like a dating game in the proper sense. I don't know about Gen Z, because before Gen Z, you know how we went through it. There was also another process before our process. Yes, slightly about before you, where you went to the river, saw a girl, picked her, and after 2 days, you sent a word to their home that you are the one who took their missing boat. You went through that. Yeah. I have an auntie She's still alive. Her boyfriend came to visit for dinner. And she was my mom's sister. Mom eat dinner, we ate dinner. Akasema amsindikize akifanya customer experience. Then you see off the guest usizime taa out to make sure don't come back. I was in class 4 then. Tatu yenda back to the Korogoi mpaka kisha mafuta. Tomorrow tukaamka tukaanza kurudi. After the tour kurudi, then my mother sent me to go and check if she's there. And nikampata nikamwambia ameolewa. But after that generation, our generation was, you see a girl, you smile at them, you offer them coffee, you go out, you book a date, and we used to meet under the clock, because there were no phones. Tukutane OTC under the clock, Kencom under the clock. Na nakwambia hata kama wewe, then that day you find all of them are wearing red tops. So you keep going. I'm sorry. Until you find yours. Customer experience is like a dating game. And when we are dealing with the customers, it is about feelings. It's about feelings. So let me talk about this. A customer is someone who brings to you their needs. Wako na hitaji fulani, their wants, their demands. But do your customers come with demands? Including restructuring of credit. That's a demand. Their aspirations. Why do they want to borrow money? There's something they want to achieve. See deal. And they are seeking a solution. And this solution, you can or you have promised you can provide. Niwe umejitangaza, ninauza shamba mzuri. So someone here who needs a plot will come to me. Then we start discussing. Unataka ya kujenga, unataka ya plan banking, speculation, ya mtoto, hizo zote tuko nazo. Then we find what is the real need and we meet that need. Ni wewe umejitangaza or the way they see you have a solution. That is you call a customer. So when they come, before they become your actual clients, when they're your clients, and even at the point when probably they stop being your clients, it is important that you treat them well. Next slide. So people talk about customer care, customer service, customer experience. What's the difference? Service is a transaction. Who thinks they are Gen Z? Who believes they are Gen Z in the room? Be proud, we are the most proudest people now. Simama. Yes, what's your name? Joseph like me. What is chips funga? Food. Who knows chips funga is for millennials? It's for millennials, like you. How is it yours? That one was mocha. I'm sorry, sit down.
Chips funga basically is when you meet a chick and you're interested, and without much further ado, you just take her for the night. It's more of a one-night stand.
Tupige makofi. So, hata sisi kuna kitu. So, when they do business, some of us will do. Tell your neighbor relationship. It is a series of interactions that customers go with you. And it is important to know that customers interact with you from different places. How many of us have a website for our business? A website? None? Okay, one. How many of us have Facebook page for our businesses? 3. How many of us are here because we are investors? We have businesses we are operating. We are directors, we own the businesses. And you are not where Gen Zs are. Okay, do you have X space? Ruto ndiye alimsaidia kujua kuna X space. If you are in business, let me say this, guys. If you are here and you're a businessman and you don't have a website, you don't have a Facebook page, you don't have an IG page, and you don't have a TikTok account and LinkedIn, please start. Why? That is where business is. We no longer do PO box. I'm sorry. We no longer do. Almost everything I'm wearing, I buy online. It is delivered by the man, not the person. I don't even know who sold to me. And I pay on M-Pesa. If I'm not happy, I return it. Digital space. So your customers will get to know you from either you have an app, you have a phone number they call, you have a website, and when they go there, they start building a perception about you. Do you know customers see if your website is disorganized? They say, oh, some of them will see if you have spelling mistakes on your Facebook. And from there, they start forming an opinion whether this is a business worth doing business. They will see carelessness. When they come to your office or your business enterprise or your shop, they want to check how organized is the shop. But they don't check intentionally. It is just the mind working and decisions are being made that I'm going to do business here or I'm not going to do business. Ushaenda kwa hoteli for no good reason ukajifata umefanya hivi. Kwa hoteli. Ukaangalia, something just told you, I feel that. Na ukifanya na ukaona, you walk out. The food could be the best, but there's something that makes you leave. Many years ago, I was working with Safaricom. We had an office in Westlands. We still have. There are 2 towers written Safaricom. That time it was only 1. And then there was one near Sarit Center. I used to work in the call center. That call center is in Syokimau, Mlolongo. One afternoon, we received a call from a customer. And the customer said, I want to speak to the supervisor. That's common for call center. Nani ametoka IDEO? Si ni kweli? So they want to speak to the supervisor. So I was called to speak to the customer. Hello, how are you? My name is Joe. I'm the supervisor. How can I help you? And he said, Safaricom. Safaricom. How can you be this careless? Oh, dear customer. Can I take your number? I call you so that we talk. I release this line. We talk from my desk. Yes, take my number. You want to move it out of from the staff, huh? Yeah. I was being wise. The staff endelea na kazi yake, unajua Gen Zs walikuwa wanapiga makofi. Sometimes they don't love your company. They just love the money. When I went to my desk, she told me, it was a lady. I have been passing Safaricom house every day this week for 5 days. In the morning as I go to town, in the evening as I come out. How is it that you have not noticed the letter H in Safaricom house is missing? Oh, it is. Mimi niko Mlolongo, siko Westlands. As dear customer, please allow me to check that and get back to you in a few minutes. So he said, and make sure you call me. If not, I will call Bob. So, Bob Colimo, God rest his soul in peace. So I call Wambua, who is head of facilities. Hello sir, how are you? Fine. Are you in the office? Yes. Are you in Safaricom house? Yes. Please step out. Aye, what is it, Joe? Toka tu nje. So he stepped out. Nikamwambia, look up. The word Safaricom house, is there a problem? Yeah, by the way, letter H is not, ni kama imeanguka. Please fix it. That was a concern to a customer. And for many days, for those who maybe could remember, the H was a different shade of green. It was fixed. At least later, bora tukwe na H, lakini the green is not the same. Kuliko kukosa H. Your customers look for very small things. When they look at you, that's why in Optival we dress very smart. People look at how you welcome, how you wear your smile, and they make a decision whether you are a person they want to do business with or not. Let me give you a case study in Uganda. When I was working with Trigger Foods, I was leading the team that was doing a case, what you call a feasibility study for Trigger Foods to open operations in Uganda in 2022, just around COVID time. Part of it was going shop to shop, talking to people and understanding the business, the landscape, where do they buy, shopkeepers, because Trigger sells produce, we sell bananas, we sell tomatoes, we sell sugar, we sell everything. So you interview them, where do you buy, at what price, so that you build a case, is it an area we can do business? We walked into a place called Kalerwe. One street, two different shopkeepers. When we walked into one, you know how shops, maduka inajengwa? The shopkeeper, who was a lady like ma'am here, had a big table at the center of the shop and a big chair, and she's seated on that big chair, and you talk to her from where you are. You remember the way banks used to treat us before? They had a big glass with holes and you had to shout, nataka kutoa 1,000. Because, yeah, banks really used to treat us like that. You had to shout your money. Ni kutoa makweka, kutoa gapi? 1,000. It had some holes. You know those glasses, eh? Some banks still have them. Shame on them. Most banks are now like this. You walk and sit with a relationship officer. That lady was talking to us from that point. And, oh guys, Uganda is bad, Kampala is so bad, business is so bad. East Street at Hakuna Biashara. I'm actually in the process of closing down. For 15 minutes, she never left her chair. Same street, Kalerwe. There's a place like that in Uganda. Next shop, a few meters away, we find a mzee who is running a business. Duka kama ile ingine. The guy was busy. The shop was full. Customers were many. And in the midst of all that, he quickly noticed we are Kenyans. He walked towards us and said, habari zenu? You are Kenyans? Okay, welcome to Uganda, but can you give me 2 minutes? I clear with the customer, I'll talk to you. He went to clear with the customer, comes back, another customer comes. Eventually, we were there like for 40 minutes, but we talked to him for 5 minutes. It was quality time, but we observed. Why was his shop busy? One, body language. Seated. Unataka nini? Majani na sukari. Eh, mtua, tolea huyu sukari 2. Unajua kama Wahindi wanakuanga na ile stool ya juu, wanakaa juu. The other one walks towards you. When you walk towards the customer, there's a language, there's something you're communicating. That they are the boss. And this even includes your staff, how you treat them. When staff come to my office, they are my customer number 1. Some businesses have very high staff turnover. If you have very high staff turnover, check your internal customer experience. How are you treating your internal customer? Because there's something we say, employee experience is equal to customer experience. Ni kama tu niwaulize wa mama, ninawapenda sana lakini Nancy, I really love you guys. Uko na mtoto, I know. When your boy was younger, you had a nanny. You lock the bedroom, but leave the nanny with the child. Between the bedroom and the child, what is more important? Our staff, let me just say it, and I know some of us here are our staff. Our staff are like that nanny. If you take good care of the staff, they will take good care of your customers. If you mistreat your staff, they will mistreat your baby who is your customer. But I also have a message for the staff. Yes, you are like nannies. If the baby dies, you have no job. So it's also your interest that the baby is well, the customer. If the customer goes, you have no job. Nancy does not employ. The growth in a business is based on customer growth. It was not a miracle, my friend. The lady was closing shop. And actually, I think she closed because we went back to Kalerwe. We didn't find her. She actually closed. When next door, another one was thriving. Customer experience. Ushasikia kitu inaitwa lugha ya biashara. Customer anakuambia huyu tunaenanga kwake kwa sababu ako na lugha ya biashara. There was a time there was a guy called Osewe in Nairobi who opened a place for people to eat fish. Same fish. Do you know middle class were driving from Upper Hill and Westlands and Mombasa Road to come to eat lunch in Nairobi CBD and go back to work. They don't care about the fare. They don't care about the fuel. What they want is the experience at Osewe's. That can be your business. Let's move on. Chase Bank versus Imperial Bank. A few years ago, I think 2015, 2016, these two banks were closed in a difference of about a few days. Do you remember? The two banks were closed by Central Bank of Kenya. I think in a difference of 1 week. But something happened. The customers for Imperial Bank, I'm not even sure if it has reopened, were saying, nani alikuwa Imperial, unajua pia walikuwa na watu wa biashara. Nisiumize roho. They were saying this. Reopen the bank, we want our money. Customers for Chase Bank, Nancy was saying, kama pesa ndio shida, fungua bank tulete zingine. Chase cannot close. And they were called chasers. We are the chasers. Chase Bank cannot close. Fungua tulete pesa. Wengine wanasema fungua tutoe pesa. The difference was experience. Chase Bank had set such a high level of customer experience that the customers were feeling part of a family. Imperial Bank had nothing relating them to the customers. It was transaction. Chips, while you're away, we defined chips funga. Let's move on because of time. I've talked a lot about Optiven, so we can pass that. So we have said it is a product of everything. Now check your business. Do you know there are many businesses in Kenya that closed because of somebody called a receptionist? There are also other businesses who missed opportunities because of the soldier at the gate. Our days, kutafuta kazi ilikuwa ni kutembea na hard copies. Hakuna kazi. Hakuna kazi. And you are missing a very good employee. Na hajaambiwa hakuna kazi, lakini amejipatia. In Optiven, hakuna, we have a lot of work in Optiven. Tuko na kazi mingi. What do I mean? We never tell someone hakuna kazi. We may need them tomorrow. So everyone who knocks our door, lete CV. Mzee mwingine alikuja hapa na CV. Anataka kazi. Na ni CV unaona ametembea na mali kwingi. Nikamwambia, do you have another copy? No. I went and photocopy for him 10 copies. Nikabaki na moja nikamwambia, endelea kutembeza. Na hii wacha niweke kwa HR. If something comes up, we'll call you. From that point, you may lose an employee based on how they are treated, right from the soldier, right from the receptionist. Some of you have personal assistants, the PS, the training you have given them. I know they are gatekeepers, but they should never turn away potential customers. Train them on a language that will, ushaenda mahali unakatazwa lakini unaenda na furaha. Umepewa chai, umepewa maji, hujapata chenye unataka, lakini unasema they treated me well. Why is that important? People talk. Watu wanaongea. Someone may not get the job. We have people who have not bought with me, but they have brought me customers. Wanasema sahi sinunui, lakini nikisikia mtu anataka vile umeniongelesha nitaleta. And I have so many stories of people who have brought me customers because of how we treated them. So check your customer journey when they are trying to look for information. Let's go to the next slide. We need just to go back. There's a quote there that I want to talk about. When someone loves a product or a brand, they first emotionally give that brand their money before they physically give the money. Ukiwa unatafuta gari na we ni millennial, unapenda Subaru, utaenda internet, uangalie Subaru, uchague ya blue. Sijui kwa nini unapenda ya blue, millennials. By that time, do you know you have already spent the money? Ni vile tu hujaitoa. You have made the decision. When a customer loves you, their money will be with you emotionally before it is with you physically. Ndio maana kila siku unarudi kwa huyo kinyozi. They are so sure. Hata ukienda hapo unafunga tu macho kama kawaida, ananyoa the same style. Hakuna story mingi na unampatia tip. People may not remember what you said or did to them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Sasa nikakuuliza, nipatie the most memorable story when you are in class 1. Mzee utakumbuka. Na utakumbuka the best and the worst. Because people don't buy products. People buy emotions. People buy feelings. That's why one day in this country, we came up with a powerful song. And we talked to all the media stations. That time there were not many. And we booked 5 minutes to 7 p.m. And every TV radio station were playing one song. Na furahia undugu na upo wetu. Do you remember that song, Safaricom? Asante sana. Were we talking about buy airtime? No. We were connecting emotions, feelings. People felt, wow, wow, wow. Then we make it sink in your mind. Whenever you came and bought a new phone from, or even just a line from a Safaricom shop, and they were in a tin, we gave you a green bag written. Who remembers what was written on the green bag? The better option, but there was something written to it. Niko na Safaricom. I am with Safaricom. You are an unpaid advertiser. But you are proud. Uko na Safaricom. Because it was prestigious to finally have a Safaricom line. There was some emotion to connect with a brand that it was local. We believed it was local. The names were Swahili. Taifa, Taifa Tarifik, Jambo Tarif. You remember those names? Connecting to the heart. When you are going to do proper customer experience, before you connect to the mind, you must connect to the heart. That's how a young man who looks like they're going nowhere convinces a beautiful lady like this and they marry. And she willingly leaves her family to go and live with this man and they start building a family together. Ni kuuza sera. Na hiyo sera ni emotions. I will take you to Hollywood for our honeymoon. Yes. Jamaa ana hata pesa ya Naivasha. Anakuambia sweet little nothings. That's how we all got married. Except him who went to the river. You know? Gen Z, it is possible. Just tell them, I will buy for you X space. X space moja itakuwa ni yako peke yako. Emotions. In Optiven we say, we inspire possibilities. Everybody can own property. And it is possible, it is doable. And people own. People buy feelings, therefore sell great feelings. Sell great feelings. Let them feel great. When someone is coming from a small loan, help them see the bigger picture. You know, we started business. I've told you I've been part of Optiven for all his life. So I know all the stories from when this guy wrote a book called Soaring Like an Eagle. I've one copy, my team may have a few copies tomorrow. This is the story of George Washiuri. If you want it, you can buy it. It's 2,000. Then I'll tell you about this. We started small. But I remember one day Dr. Washiuri telling me, we are going to have thousands of employees. You know, who has seen him talk on TV? He talks like your TV is going to fall. Cindy. Ocean view, ridge view, pingo. He talks with energy. So he's telling me, Joe, I didn't even imagine I can work with Optiven myself. It was a startup. That time, Ananiambia, we'll have many employees in this country. There were 4 people. Washiuri, Muraguri, Chalo, Kasaya. I've known them. Oh, and Mangwa Migunda, 5. Do you know where the office for Optiven was? Down River Road, Gakio House. Not on ground floor, not on first floor. You went through those dark stairs. Millennials, remember the stairs in River Road where you walked in and people were inviting you for other things. Unakumbuka Nairobi vizuri? There were ladies. Sema tu yes, tulikuwa na wewe. Unatembea kuingia kwa ofisi ya Optiven, and along the stairs people are inviting you for other businesses and they are half naked. That's where Optiven started. But you sell feelings. You believe it first that I will be great. You know, when this guy now called me, my interview was at a place called Karen Blixen. You know, that's what I'm telling you. Who else knows Karen Blixen? And he told me, I want to meet with you, Joe. And I went for a meeting, for a breakfast with the CEO of Optiven, and he told me, for the last 4 years, we've been thinking about you to come and lead our team. But every time we thought about you, we were not ready. I've been training them this thing I'm training you for the last 12 years. As a consultant, of course, natoka na check mzuri. Nilianza bure, nikaanza kupanda, ninapewa 5,000 ya sikuwa na gari ya fare, nikaanza kupewa ya mafuta, nikafika napewa check, nakatwa kitu inaitwa withholding tax. Then finally he tells me, I want you to come and work with us. Do you know what? Even me, I was ready. Why? I had grown with the business, and you know, kuna mahali hata wewe feel, nikipata nafasi hapa naweza kuingia nifanye kazi. A place like Microcap, Siemens, ukiona watu wako sawa hivi, you want to join them. That is selling feelings. Talk positive to your staff, internal customers. Let them buy the brand and then let them sell. In Optiven, we don't have employees. Do you know what we have? We call them partners. And that's why we have a song that says, Optiveni yangu, Optiveni yako, Optiveni sisi sote. We sing that every single morning. Mpaka ingia hapa kwamba, I am Optiven. Who are you? I am Optiven. Why? Everyone has a stake to play. So I know I've really talked about internal customer and external customer. And so Optiven develops from a small story. And in 2014, from Gakio House, the next place was Gilfillan House, and then Absa Plaza. And 2014, Optiven is declared top 100 SME. Nani ashaingia hiyo competition? Top 100. Utaingia soon. And we were number 1 company of the year in 2014. Kwani nyinyi where do you usually clap? Kama sio hapo. In Optiven, we say clap for others until it is your day to be clapped for. It is called abundance mentality. Usikue mtu wa Kinangop, mtu wa Waru. Mtu wa Waru. Celebrate other people. And that is why Dr. Wachuri wrote this book, How to Start Small and Build an Empire. So all the stories of Optiven, Vile tulianza, the strategies, what we have done, and we use it to do something called George Wachuri School of Mentorship. You are here. Why did he write the book? After becoming Company of the Year, he was spread thin everywhere, interview, TV, radio, everywhere. He said, let me put it in a book. So again, I have the books here. If you want, only 2,000. All the money we collect from selling the books go to charity. Optiven Foundation, 100%. Hata pay bill nitakupatia ni ya Optiven Foundation. Next slide. Customer experience is about expectations. When customers come to you, they come with some expectations. The challenge with experience is usually when you have expectation here and then there's reality. Chenye tunasema kwa ground, hiyo pia ni ya millennials. Ama ni ya Gen Z? Kwa ground. So you have set the expectation here. Now if you are going to have a good experience, your reality must be above expectation. If you set expectation here and your reality is below expectation, your customer will be dissatisfied. For example, they want a product, they want first financing. How long does it take to process the loan? Is it 1 minute? Is it 1 hour? Is it 1 day? Is it 1 month? That is setting expectation. Now, when you are in business, we advise the following. Always under promise and over deliver. Under promise and over. If you know the process is going to take 2 days, you are safe saying 3 days because things happen. Customers are very rational. They are very good. I have customers you have told 2 days. They won't bother you. I tell them, when you buy land with Optiven, once you have signed in and given us your detail, your sale agreement should be ready within 3 days. They will not ask me a question on day 1. They will not ask me on day 2. They will not ask me on day 3. But day 4, they will call me mad and say they want to drop. I'm not buying. You have not kept your word. So what must I do? I tell them, within 1 week, you will have your sale agreement. Then I go to my legal team and say, I need this sale agreement urgently. Then within 2 days, the customer has the sale agreement. Wow. They are happy. Always under promise and over deliver. Now, what do you do with expectations? If you know you cannot meet the expectations, you need to help the customers to manage expectations. Once you have promised the girl utampeleka Hawaii for honeymoon, wakisha ingia box, you start opening the pages of reality. Are we together? Unambia, by the way, niko hivi. So, have you ever been to Mombasa? I think it would be a nice place to go for honeymoon. You start bringing her from Hawaii to Mombasa. So, mkifika hapa Masai Mara, mko bado mko sawa. It is called managing expectation. How do you manage expectation? Communicate those expectations clearly. Don't leave them gray. Customers come to me and say, so when will the title deeds be ready? I can't say in a few days. I don't say in a few weeks. Title deeds can be ready within 1 month to 90 days. That customer will leave my table with 90 days. People always think the worst. So in 60 days, if I have the title deed, I have helped them to manage the expectation. And you teach this to your staff. No one should overpromise. Because when you overpromise, business is a system. You depend on someone to sign a check, someone to do something, and you have not consulted them, but you have gone and told the customer in 1 hour. Now you, Amanda meeting is making a presentation for the next 4 hours. Manage expectation. What do customers want from us? Globally, this is research. There are 4 things that every customer wants from anybody doing business. Number 1, and all customers rate that at number 1, friendly employees. How they are received, how they are handled, how they are talked to. Are they looking for friendship? No. But they are human, and that's why in Safaricom, for example, we tried to put a lot of voice messages, press 1, press 2. People quickly discover, if you press 1, press 2, and press 0, utapata mtu. See, that's what you guys do. Tuna complicate that menu. After 1 week, ushajua ni 1, 2, 0. Utaongea na customer care rep. Why? We still want to talk to the customer, the human being. We are dealing with human beings and they want human relations. And that is, how friendly are your employees? And who is employee number 1 in your organization? Yourself. Are you friendly? Are you warm? By the way, even if you are not, act as if you are. Just act it. If you act it, it has been proven by science. If you act it for 21 days, you'll become. Just start smiling. I don't know if you have noticed anything different in my smile today. Yeah. I was intentional about it. You know, Nancy. Act it, keep acting until you become. Because they are looking for friendliness. They are looking for a place where they are welcomed as human beings. Number 2, the customers want, how easy is it to find information or to use your product? One day, I left university. And I wanted to open a bank account. I was in the University of Nairobi. I crossed the road to Cooperative Bank, University Way. They asked me for the following. Bring us 3 referee letters of people who bank with the Cooperative Bank. Bring 1,000 account opening. Bring 2 copies of your ID and come with the original. Bring 6 passport photos. I looked at the lady and asked her, Madam, hizi zingine naweza kupata. Lakini hii referee ya customer. Nikitembea hapa nje, customer wenu, mume wa brand. Nitajuaje customer? Ama nitembea hapa kwa bank niwaulize wanipatie letter. And she told me, kijana, kama utaki account, kanyaga frame. Nilikanyaga, nikakanyaga ya pili, nikafika mahali inaitwa 4-way towers. I found something called Equity Building Society. Nikapanda juu. They were on first floor. Nikasema nataka kufungua account. Oh, do you have your ID with you? Yes. Ah, very good. Come. Sit here. She came with a camera. Tata. Akanipiga picha. Bring your ID. She went behind. She came back with a photocopy. Akafungua. Akaniandikia card, account number, your name, what. After 1 month, come from something called a photo card. There were no ATMs then. Photo card. Alafu ndiye akaniuliza, uko na pesa yote kwa weka nishike account? Nikasema sina. Within the next 1 month, hata kama ni 50, ulete. Na hakukuwa na nini, you have to come to the bank queue to deposit 50 bob. To this day, my big salary still goes through Equity Bank. Do you know when it was Building Society? Not Equity Bank, it was Building Society. I went to Safaricom, they refused. They told me this is not a bank. I had to open another account temporarily. The day Equity became a bank, I went for a letter and told him, now Equity is a bank. My salary repeated through Equity. How easy is it to interact with you? Number 3, personalized and respectful service. Every customer, I like borrowing from my example in Safaricom. In Safaricom, a few years back, number 1 reason why customers were calling us. Can I shock you? What do you think there was a reason they were calling? A few years, you may not think because it was a few years back. Let me shock you because of time. Customers were calling to ask, what is the time? Some of them are seated here. What is there? I like moving, but today I really want him to record. Watu wa huko si ati siwapendi. Naona huyu jamaa huruma. Kwa sababu nikipita hapo nitakuwa nyuma yake. At what is the time? Why? We had complicated Safaricom so much. We had 13 different calling tariffs. And there was one called Terrific, which had something called off-peak. And off-peak used to start at 8 p.m. and end at 8 a.m. Anybody remember that? Then customers would make calls and their credit would go, shh. And they call and say, I called off-peak. We tell, no, you started calling at 7:59:59. So they said they'll beat at our game. In the evening from 7:30 to 8:30, calls like this. And all of them are asking, what is the time? They synchronize their time so that they can call off-peak as per Safaricom time. Let me talk about respectful service. Is there anybody here who is a banker? None. So I will talk about it because you're financiers. When I was in the university, we used to get something called Chacha. University loan. Jamaa alikuwa Chacha Nyaigoti. Inaitwa Higher Education Loans Board. There were only 3 banks that were allowed to process the loan. KCB, actually I think 2. KCB and National. Was there another one? There were just 2. It bothers me that National Bank is closed and sold. All teachers had their accounts in National Bank. How it is closing, I don't understand. All university students had their accounts in National. Half of them were in National, half was on KCB. Now, mine was National Bank, Kisumu. No, KCB Kisumu. And Kisumu then had 2 KCB banks. One was at Oginga Odinga Street. The other one was down Obote Street, siji wapi inaitwa industrial area. Our days, there was no social media. And even radio was a luxury. When the university opening dates were announced, it was announced on radio. And since we were very few in the village, anyone on the radio knew who is in the university and they'll tell you, hey, nilisikia wametangaza mnafungua kesho. And then since wametangaza, it was the truth, haikubadilika. I pack my bags, go to Kisumu, walk 4 kilometers to industrial area with my bag to pick the loan. We arrived there at 8 because you want to pick your loan and go on board a Kamba bus or Gari La Mochi. The service people in KCB Bank would not serve the university students until about 2:30 p.m. My true life story. Hey, watu wa university, kujeni. Pangeni line hapa. Tunapanga line. Then someone comes with one form. Anapatia mtu wako mbele ya line. Endeni mfotokopia hiyo form mulete. Kila mtu akuja na photocopy yake. And you walk. Hey, mnaachia nani bag zenu? Watu wa university hawana adabu. Carry these dirty things out of here. We carry our bags and walk up the hill to town center 4 kilometers and photocopy. Sasa hiyo una hata pesa. Walk back 4 kilometers only to arrive at 301. The bank is closed. Twice I slept in town. Mimi. When I picked, so I made a decision. Number 1, I will be picking my money and straight away putting it in Post Bank. You look on a passbook, you used to withdraw once a week. Then I make a stamp. Stamp, real stamp, eh? Gen Z unajua stamp. Mimi natuma SMS amtumi barua. When I withdrew my last money, I looked at this lady. Her name is still in my mind here, clear, Mrs. Olwatch. And through those windows that we had to shout, I said, Mrs. Olwatch, for the last 4 years, you have treated me as a student. I have good news for you. I am stopping being a student this year. This is the last time you will see me. And you will never see me in a KCB bank in my life. And she looked at me and laughed like a crazy woman. I've told that story in every training. I know now you feel so bad about KCB. I don't care. For one person who treated me, if only National Bank treated us, students, as customers, with the kind of salary I'm earning today, and her and you and who and you, how can National Bank close? Captive customers. God just brought. They all scattered. Today, many teachers don't even have National Bank accounts. Wamesonga to Equity because Equity treats them well. I want, when I come to your business, you don't treat me as a crowd. Kila mtu ako na mahitaji yake. Hata wewe ukienda mahali, si unataka kutritiwa as special. That's what customers want. Finally, customers want to associate with a brand that has a good name. And if your name is so good, customers will protect your name. Let's go to the next slide. I'll tell you about that. Okay, let's take a break and do this maths. Let's do some small maths. We have 5 minutes to go, we finish. So, I'm saying one customer lost is one too many. If you lose one customer who used to come and no longer comes, unless they are dead, and by the way, customers also die, yeah? It is a serious matter. So I want us to do this exercise. There is a man who died, or a woman. Women also are good, eh? And they left 17, right? 17 cows. They left 17 cows for 3 sons as an inheritance. They said to the older son, take half of the cows. So, son 1, half. Son 2, 1/3. Son 3, 1/9 of the cows. Divide the, that was his will. Mgawane ng'ombe namna hii. Kijana wa kwanza chukua nusu. Kijana wa pili thuluthi tatu. Kijana wa 4 1/9. I don't know what in Kiswahili. Then he said, no cow should be killed in this process. So I want you to do the division and distribute those cows. If you get a fraction, you have killed a cow. That's a leg of a cow. What is half of 17? Huh? Half of 17? 8.5 cows. So that means kata ng'ombe. So this cannot happen. Sindio? So now let me tell you what the young men did. They went to an old man like him and said, mzee, wewe ulikuwa rafiki ya dadi sana. Ametupatia hii shida na imetushinda kutatua. We need your wisdom. Mzee akamwambia, hii ni kitu rahisi. Chukweni ng'ombe moja hapo kwangu muende nayo. So now they are 18. Do the math. They have borrowed 1 cow from Mzee. So what is half of 18? So son 1 has how many cows? What is 1/3 of 18? So son 2 has how many cows? What is 1/9 of 18? So son 3 has how many cows? What are the total cows the sons have? Son 1 has how many? And Mzee andika 9. Son 2 has how many? 6. Son 3? 2. Do that math. Hizo ni ng'ombe ngapi? Alafu akarudishia mzee ng'ombe yake. Si libaki tu hapo. Si ng'ombe sasa ni 18. Now the fraction can apply. It is very true. Then wakarudishia mzee ng'ombe yake. The power of 1. Let's continue and finish this thing. Now this, if you forget everything I'll say, don't forget this one. That why you give customers a good experience, why you treat your customers well, both your employees and your customers. And the reason I'm saying that is because your employees, number 1, if you have a product that your employees cannot buy, stop selling it. If you have a product that yourself you can't buy, you are selling poison. Stop selling it. Story for another day. Customers move like this. Wanaanza kutafuta information. Oh, mmesikia nani anapeana loan? Oh, kuna hii inaitwa SMS. Hata wako na their dealer here. Oh, si wanaulizana maswali. That is called information and discovery. Wanauliza. Itala imenitokasanisha. But some of these micro lenders, they had a bad name of calling. One day I'm being called, I'm a pastor. Then I'm being called at one of my flock. Amekata kulipa loan. Na aliniweka garanta. Na si ukweli yako niweka. See, you know that one? It was actually unethical. They were calling your phone book. Ama nyinyi pia mnafanya hivyo? You call the phone book? We don't. SMS can't do that. I know the leaders. Customers look for information. They ask each other. They look for the internet. They Google. Micro lending. That's why you need to be having a website. Macro lenders in Kenya. Oh, and there are things you can do. I have a friend who can help you to do what you call SOE, SEO, search engine optimization. It's called Robert. He's very good at that. He has done that for Optiven. So that when people search, yours come first. Then, when they come to buy ya kwanza, when they come to try to borrow from you, the first time, it is a transaction. When you take a girl out for a date, or you take a boy, ladies also take boys out for a date. I want you to see this picture of, you have had a date, hauna gari, so umemsindikiza kwa matatu ya kwenda Ruaka. That's where my wife used to stay when we were dating. Unajua ile kusindikizana, mnasindikizana mpaka finally msema wewe enda sasa. When you are parting, Mr. Chacha, date imeisha, anaingia kwa matatu before aingie. Kama ni Gen Z watahag. Our days we were very respectful. Si ni kweli? Fantastic. What is the one statement you want to hear as you are parting after the first date?
If she can join me, maybe for the night. And
Father, in Jesus' name. Anapenda matatu. Unataka one night stand. Chips funga wewe. What do you want to hear after your party? After the first date?
When is our next date?
Hallelujah. You want to hear, babes? When do we do this again? Now, if you don't hear that question, you will hear statements like, good night, take care, be safe. Ujue hiyo data haikubamba. Lakini if someone, especially the girl, if they liked you and enjoyed your company, they will ask you, can we do this again, or when do we do this again? Now, if your customers don't ask you that, wameenda. How do they ask you that? When they now come for what you call repeat business. Amelipa hiyo loan akamaliza, kuna customers mko na wao, they are praying and fasting wamalize loan yenu, wamalizane na wewe kabisa. Na kuna wale wanaomba wamalize loan wachukue ingine kubwa. You need to pray for these ones who want to take another loan. When customers become relational, they come again, their credit rating with you goes up. Si ndio? Ushamuona ni mtu mzuri, you know, like our mothers in the village, they were very good in credit, but there were some that were very bad, they were not paying. They become loyal. Wakifikiria microlending, they don't think of anybody else except you. And then they are satisfied customers. Now, most businesses end there. But good business want to move from just satisfied customers to partnership. Partnership is what Optiven and Equity Bank are. The first loan we got from Equity Bank was 300,000. The last loan we got was 2.4 billion. has come over time. Believe you 300,000, you go to. I remember when Dr. Oshiri got 400 million. By the way, by God's grace, I'm also his pastor. So you can imagine the tithe in that church. He came and told me, Joe, I can't sleep, man. 400 million. I must work hard because this one is polipa. Nitauzwa mimi na bibi yangu. Today he can walk and sleep when he has 2.4 billion. Tulianza huko. Who can lend us? How can we do? Tukajaribu hiyo ya kwanza, tukalipa, tukabuild relationship, we were very happy, and now we are partners. If you go to Equity Bank, you can easily get financing for Optiven projects. Hakunanga swali. It's a KPI. It's a deliverable. You must give loans for Optiven. Because Optiven ni equity na equity ni Optiven. Mnasikia hiyo story? Those customers connect with your brand. They become your salespeople. Niko na Safaricom. They become your ambassadors. Mimi line yangu ya kwanza ya Safaricom nilinunua kwa sababu ya marafiki. I was in Kensel. They told me, what are you doing in Kensel? Come to Safaricom. I dropped it and bought Safaricom. All of you here, hakuna mtu aliona salesman wa Safaricom, uliambiwa na rafiki, ama ulisikia story yao, ama M-Pesa ilikuleta. They will own your brand. They become owners. They become same as themselves. They will give you referrals. Wanaitana. Come. Ati bado uko na nani? Semes is the best. Semes. They treat people well. They don't harass your contacts. They listen to you. Most customers want you to listen. Si ndio? Na kulisten ni kusikia tu alafu naambia lakini si tu fanya bidii ulipe hii loan. Lakini umemsikiza, mtoto ni mgonjwa, paka alimezwa na nyoka. Story hizo zote unasikia. Alafu lakini sasa how do we do? Can we restructure? How can we pay this loan? The loan must be paid. There's no shortcut about it. But do you listen? Yes. They become your advocates. Mtu akiguza wewe. Kuna kitabu sijakuja nayo, watu walituguza. Optiven. Siku moja tuliguzwa. Tulisalimiwa na watu. But I think my guys have it tomorrow. It's called After the Plunge. Because after becoming Company of the Year, we started attracting, I was telling Nancy why we are cautious about partnerships. We had started attracting sweeties who want to partner with us. And one of them came in the wave of Kenya. Kenya, we move in waves. Kulikuwa na wave ya quails. Nani aliweka quails? Nani alikula quail? Quail egg? Do you know mimi mwenyewe, Joe Alando, I walked into Nakumat and bought quail eggs at 150 shillings a piece. It was going for 900 for a pack of 6. I bought. Everyone was talking about it. I was not going to be left behind. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. Yani in my right senses nikanunua mayai ya luru. 150. That time it was 150 was a crate of normal eggs. But that is Kenyans. So after the quails, there was another wave called greenhouses. Hey. Hapo ndio tulisalimiwa. Kamerembo kalikuja. Akaambia rembo kama huyo. Hey, how are you, daktari? How are you? Fine. Now you are experts in land. We are experts in greenhouse. We can partner. And he came with mathematics and calculations and scenarios. And Dr. Oshiri has one thing. He wants to make many millionaires in Kenya. So alionyeshwa customers watapata hii pesa every 6 months. Are you sure? Yes. What to accounts? Hii kitu iko sawa. Yeah, the math looks okay. Are you sure? Yes. Customers come. We have a deal for you. We have a deal for you. Buy land. Pay her. Get your greenhouse. In 6 months, you'll be all millionaires. Hey! And the people paid, buy land, pay, buy land, pay. They're buying land with us, they're paying her. Buying land, paying her. Then, month 1, the greenhouses are in high seas in China. Month 2, they are almost here in the containers. Month 3, ziko customs. By month 4, 5, we knew tumeoshwa muosho moja. Then customers are very good. They forgot who they paid. And they came to Washuri and said, Kijana Wanyeri, when you let huyu mama, we need our money. Huyu mama ni actually mpaka wengine wakasema ni dada yake. That time, Facebook was just coming up. There's something called buyer beware. Ingekuwa sahihi ya Express, we would have closed by the way. People were writing crazy stuff about us. Us because I've been a friend of Washuri for long. And I wrote, I remember myself going, no, this Optiven can't do this. Customers came and wrote, customers killed that story. But the story didn't die. Because people lost money. Washuri walked into the bank. Be a good friend with your financier. And said, I want to borrow money. Alienda direct to Dr. Mwangi. I need money that I've not borrowed recently. How much? 200 million. Kijana unanunua shamba wapi? Daktari. Nanunua jina. Akamweleza daktari, because of trust and relationship. Imagine alipewa 200 million. Tunamaliza kulipa hiyo loan September 2024. But wherever this story has been told, people saw a trustworthy man. And that has opened Optiven to the world. Hata next week naenda Dubai kuuza. Last year we were in 172 cities of the world. You too can. Your business can grow to that level. 172. This year we have a target of being in 300 cities in the world. Si hata Kampala ni city. This year, Dr. Washuri has spent half the time, 3 months out of this country, plus tens of our marketers. Can you imagine how they feel? Some of them boarding a plane for the first time in their life to go and sell land to Kenyans in diaspora. And we are succeeding. Why? They trust us. If there's a Kenyan African company that can refund people money they did not touch for the sake of integrity, this year's vacancies ziko apewe moja, si ndio? Apewe ya finance. Why? Go back to that slide. Go back to that slide. Why? People trade in trust before they exchange currency. And today Optiven is a big name globally. I want to tell you a story of a product called Arimis. Do you know Arimis? Unaijua? Iko hata wewe umesikia mafuta yetu, possessive noun, ownership. 2 years ago, Arimis did research. Inatoka Meru, si ndio? Na ya kukamua ng'ombe. I don't know why young men have it in their rooms. And they realized Arimis is no longer being used for cows. People are using it on their lips, their faces, their bodies. So they said, kwa vile sio ya ng'ombe tena, tubadilishe nini? Packaging and branding. And they did a nice brand, close to Vaseline, but much better. And they released it into the market online. For 2 days, Arimis was trending on Twitter. 2022, Arimis was trending on Twitter. 2021. Why? The people said, don't touch our Arimis. And of all the things, don't remove our cow. And they had to recall the new brand because it is no longer theirs. It is now ours. They must consult us to change it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to stop there by saying this. When you have happy customers, they will be your free ambassadors. They will be your marketers. They will be your billboards. They will be your salespeople that you don't pay. Thank you.
Chacha, you're our resident politician. I want to give you this opportunity to help us appreciate our speaker for the day.
You're carrying me by surprise. So situtayarishe mikono tafadhali. Let us stand up, we stretch kidogo. I know some of us are tired of sitting down. Eka mikono hivi, ita juu kwanza. Kando. Zunguka zunguka hivi. Asanteni sana. Jipigeni makofi. So, for us to appreciate our MD, or General Manager for Optiven, tutayarishe mikono yetu tafadhali. Situmpatie moto moto ama namna gani? Si ndio? So we start from 10, 9, 8 to 1, isn't it? Sawa sawa. Do you know that model? You know it? You can show us? Yeah, exactly that. Thank you, thank you. So we start 10. Asanteni sana, na pia ningependa kuchukua fursa hii kukushukuru sana Bwana Joseph kwa kipindi chako, kilikuwa kizuri sana. Thank you so much and may God bless you. Thank you. Karibu sana Madam Nancy.
Right. How was the session? Very good. Have we learned something? Have we got something that you're going to use back when you go back to our branches and staff, right? I love that we had that session today because we just finished our semi-annual customer survey. And one of the things that we've noted, the NPS is at 77%, right? Meaning, do you understand what NPS means? Yes, please.
But I thought it was too complex. Do you, eh? So NPS stands for Net Promoter Score. Can we say that? Net Promoter Score. When you hear the word net, like net salary, it means what? Kuna gross, kuna reductions, unabaki na net, sindio? Net income, kuna revenue, expenditure, unabaki na net. So when you talk of net promoter score, usually we have 3 buckets. What do people need to see? You have 3 buckets. Now, net promoter score is a survey that has one question. You ask your customers this question. On a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is less likely and 10 is most likely, how likely, are you hearing that? On a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is least likely and 10 is most likely, how likely are you to recommend us to friends and family? Now, the reason we say friends and family is because people buy what? Emotions. Something bad, you can wish anybody else but not your family or your friend. And something good, so it's usually friend and family. Not classmates, not anybody. Classmates, you can give them poison, they die. You inherit their wife. Now, When you ask that question, there are possibilities. Some people will say 0. Some people will say 10. Okay? So you pick everyone who said 0 up to 6. You put in this bucket. That bucket is usually red in color. Those are people who, given a microphone, they will talk badly about you. 0 up to 6. Then anybody who gives you a 7 or an 8, we call them passives. They are neutral. Hawajaamua sana, hawako sad sana, hawako happy sana, unawaweka kwa in the middle bucket. We call that passive or neutral. They are fence sitting. Those who rate you 9 or 10, you put in a bucket that is green. Those are your promoters. So assume, for example, you surveyed 10 people. 4 of them gave you 0 to 6. So here you have 4. Okay? 2 of them gave you 7. Well, let's say 1. 1 of them read 7 or 8. Here you have 1. So you have 4, you have 1. 5 of them gave you 9 and 10. Okay? So the bucket number 1 has how many people? 4. Bucket number 2, 1. Bucket number 3, which is green, 5. So you have 5 promoters and you have 4 detractors. Wale watakuchoma. Up to there, you have detractors and promoters. Don't celebrate. Net promoter score is a very punitive reality check. So, those who have given you 7 and 8, you ignore them for a moment in this calculation. You go to those who gave you bad rating and those who gave you best rating, you minus. Now, when you do that minus, you can end up with 3 possibilities. If the red bucket is more than the green bucket, let's assume here you have 6 and here you have 2. You do 2 minus 6. You get what? Negative 4. So you can have a negative NPS. If you have 5 here and you have 5 in the green bucket, you take green minus red. 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 is an excellent net promoter score. When it comes to net promoter score, 0 is a good number. Because then you come to this bucket and quickly see what can I do to make them my promoters. Utashinda hiyo hesabu. Tuko pamoja? If in our case you have 4 here and you have 5 here, you take green minus red. 5 minus 4 is 1. Your NPS is 1. 1 is amazing. I've worked in a company where we started with a net promoter score of negative 30. That was multi-choice. DSTV. And we moved that to a positive. The day we reached 0, we celebrated. Then we started climbing up. Pole pole. Mmelewa net promoter score. You take your promoter bucket minus your negative detractor bucket. What you get can be 0, negative, or positive. What was your NPS? 7. 77, which can be 77%. Sio ni mzuri? Sio ni mzuri? Yeah. It means you have more promoters, the detractors were few, but what you must always do is, these people who are sitting on the fence are what we call low-hanging fruit. They are just not happy. Ni vile tu hujawa wow. Unajua kule msichana, umemuongelesha, hajakwambia no, hajakwambia yes, ako hapo Kalonzo. It's very easy to move them here. I like that. Kweli wewe umekuwa class. Because that now has an E. It is called ENPS. Employee Net Promoter Score. And you ask your employees, on a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to recommend CMS as a place to work? Again, in MultiChoice, we are doing that with a group called Office Vibe. So there are tools out there, or you can even just do your Google form. Actually, before you go to customers, do it with your employees. And then, but the reason I like the one for Office Vibe is because it gives you buckets, top 10 areas to assess: culture, clarity of vision, leadership style, surety of tenure, everything. They have a 10 bucket that when you get the score, you open and find where are people not happy. And in multi-choice again, I have a particular manager who started with negative 60% employee score in her team. We were measuring, if you have more than 5 people, we measure ENPS for your team. If you have less than 4, you can almost say who said something bad. Sini kwele. Kuna team dogo unajua tu. So if you have more than 5, we measure. And we sat down and started opening the boxes and started retraining and helping this person to move their ENPS towards 0, and then we build it towards positive. So if you are serious about business, remember, employee experience is equal to customer experience. Go for it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's good. So us, it's 77%. So if you do it in an absolute figure, that's 0.77, right? Closer to 1. So what we've done is we've done NPS for different areas. So we tested how customers feel about our products, how likely they are to recommend us to other people. So we'll be able to share that. But the exact question of how likely are you to refer a customer, right? That one, we have an average of 0.93. Okay? It was 96%, I think, on SMS and 92% on franchise, isn't it? Yes. So customers are happy with how they are being treated, but we'll be able to share that report with you. We also did from the SMS side our employee survey. We've gotten our NPS. On average, you have 74, so 0.74. We have not touched on your employees because we would need your consent to do the survey. So if that is something that you're okay with, we do it anonymously. So we will not know. We just want to hear the voice of the employee, where they are struggling with, and it also helps us improve on our experience. So we will be reaching out to you. If you're okay with it, we'll send a blast and do the survey. All right? So I don't want to carry on. I know I'd said today is going to be a very easy day, and I'm already being told that T is being closed at 5. It's 5:04. So, yeah, so I would want to release people, but I did say that we're going to have a little bit of a chit chat. So I'd want to take 2 or 3 very, very burning questions. Then we can see how we can address it, or we can have the session as we have tea. Right? Is that okay? Frida? Right? We chat when having tea? Great. So thanks once again for making the time to be here. We do really appreciate. And the tea is here. We are still here in case you have any questions. And again, tomorrow we are spending the entire day and the evening together. I'm glad to see people already dressing up in the theme for tomorrow. So thank you very much. So I expect to see, there's a prize for best dressed lady, best dressed gentleman. So I am hoping to see people embracing their African culture, right? We're not excited. Huh? We are? Okay. Looking forward. There's a whole photo session, photo booth, and these are memories that you're going to carry over time. And it's the first of its kind. So if you see a bit of a challenge, we are still learning. We are going to pay a lot of school fees for this first one, but the subsequent ones will have better experience. All right? So thank you very much. I think the tea is just right when you go outside, then you turn on your right. Karibuni sana. So, yeah. Awesome. So tomorrow, as per the program, I think the program had been shared on the WhatsApp chat, but we start from 8, then the session will officially kick off at 8:30. All right? Great. Have a good one.